Brand new, a Citroen Ami buggy costs £10,000. But if you want something small and quirky, would you be better off getting a Fiat 126 from Poland, like this one, which cost me £2,000? So it's 1/5 the price of this Ami buggy. But is this Ami buggy 5 times better? Well, let's find out. And hopefully nothing will go wrong. This is awkward. Come on! Of course something will go wrong. Lots will go wrong. Small quirky cars, plenty of chaos. Let's start this video by talking about size, because it's important, but not in the usual way, because smaller is better here. Now this Fiat 126 is just over 3 meters long, it's just under 1.4 meters wide, and it's just over 1.3 meters tall. The Ami buggy is taller, 1.6 meters, but it's about the same width as the Fiat 126 at 1.4 meters. However, it is shorter at 2.4 meters. So which one looks the cutest? This is quirkier, but that is somehow cuter. Don't you think? This particular Fiat 126 is from 1983, which means it gets the cool chrome bumpers. Later models have plastic bumpers, which don't look as good, though they are easy to maintain because look, you can get a little bit of rust on the chromage. Now there's something missing from the front here. It's the badge where it says Polski Fiat, because this is a Polish-made vehicle. In fact, they made it under license in Poland after the normal production run of the Fiat 126 finished in Italy. And this car, I think, was from Katowice. I don't know, if you're Polish, you'll probably be able to tell me what that means. Maybe it's Krakow or Katowice. Anyway, moving on. Down the side, I've got black steel wheels with a bit of rust on them. The car is painted in this lovely crash test dummy beige. I like the way this fuel filler cap has sort of faded. We've got the air intakes there for the engine. We've got the cooling for the engine. And once again, here at the back, 126P, P for Poland. Moving down the side, if you look here, you'll see this kind of like tarry stuff. That's actually coming from the cavity in the door, because this car's been completely undersealed and all its cavities filled with special rust preventive goop, because you really need it. These cars just want to dissolve. They are very, very, very prone to rust. There's a lot more going on with the Citroen Ami's design compared to that Fiat 126. So let's start here at the rear. We've got this unnecessary spoiler. It's just for show, obviously, because this thing is very, very slow. Steel wheels again, but they're gold, and there's like kind of yellowy bits there to have a bit of fun. You don't have doors on this car, you have gates, metal gates. Look at that. It's also got a sunroof. I'll just keep that shut, can't be arsed with undoing it because it's a bit of a faff. So this is how you lock the doors. You lock the door, I don't know why you'd need to lock them. Stupid. Here at the front, you got your lights, you got your little fog lamps there, and your Citroen badge. Actually, the front and the rear panels are the same, you just have different coloured lights. Makes it cheaper. Oh, I should show you this. It's where the charging socket is. So that's an adapter for your 7 kilowatt wall box, but most of the time you're going to charge it using that a 3-pinner. Well, it's a 2-pin because it needs an adapter for the UK. But yeah, you just charge it off a normal household plug socket. It is simple. It's all dead simple, but also quirky at the same time. I like it. But which one looks the best? This or the Fiat 126? I think the Fiat 126 is cuter. This is slightly quirkier and cooler. Another thing I really like about the Ami is that its little dash is the perfect place for me to show you these possible cover options for my forthcoming book. And the publisher Penguin has asked me to ask you which of these 4 options you prefer. So is it number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4? Let me know in the comments and I'll pass it on to them. And if you want a limited edition signed copy of my new book, then you can go to Waterstones by clicking the link in the description of this video and the pinned comments. You can also scan the QR code on screen now or click on the pop-out banner. I really can't wait to share this book with you. It's been a real labour of love for me. I think you'll absolutely love it. Anyway, now it's time to compare the interior of this Ami with a little Fiat. On the inside, the 126 is very, very basic. I mean, look at this dash. Although it's soft touch materials up here, look at that. Ooh, lovely, lovely. We've got an ashtray, kind of its time, 1983. We've got the switches here for the hazard lights. That's the heated rear screen, and those are your lights. So you put them on like that for the side lights, and then if you want the main lights on, you have to use the stalk and go like that. Those are your indicator switches there. We have the, no, turn it on, there we go, look, the windscreen wipers, and you can alter the speed of the windscreen wipers on intermittent using that. Isn't that clever? Now I want to show you this because this is really cool. That is for the window wash. It's like a pump, watch. Look, it's like it's jizzed over its screen. Oh, then there's a stereo. It does work. Well, I don't think the stations are there anymore at this kind of like wavelength. That's your vents. I think that alters whether it comes out of there or up there. And this is whether you want cold air or no cold air coming through. One of the interesting things about this car is how you start it. So down here are 2 levers. This one is your choke, because it uses a carburetor on the engine, not a fuel injection system, obviously. And this one is a starter. Look, you pull up on that to start it. And then it coughs into life. Whoa. There we go. Let's just turn that off for now. There's not much soundproofing in here. Look at the headlining, that's it. And you've got some big sun visors. It's a funny old noise, isn't it? One thing I've noticed with this car is that things keep dropping off it. You might see bits missing, look like here and here. Let's see what we've got in here actually. Oh look, it's the badge off the front, Polski Fiat. Have a look in here though. Pedal box is really small. Look at that, not much room for your feet. But there is somewhere for your mobile phone just there. No, here's another thing that has popped off. I think that goes on the brake pedal. You do have a bit of practicality in here though. I can recline the back rest of the seat, so you can have a nap in here, sort of. And you can slide the seat forward and backwards. Where is the blooming thing? This is it, isn't it? It doesn't want to move, but there, look. Oh, I can't get it back now. There we go. And the seats quite springy and comfy. And, you know, this car was designed to get Polish families moving. And when it first came out, when they first had it available in their country, the waiting list was like 2 or 3 years for one. So people would sell them straight away and they get like double what they paid for them. So you got overs on this car. Now let's go to the back. If I do this, move it forward. We have some seat belts in the front. I'm not sure how much reliance I put on those, but there's none in the back. Now here in the rear, actually just enough headroom. Knee room's not great, but children would be fine unless they're in an accident and they'll be dead. You know, for a small car, it's actually a very good use of space. Ah, there's another thing I want to show you actually. Pull this lever here, that will pop the bonnet, because under here is your storage area. As you can see, we've got a spare wheel, we've got a jerry can. I've got to show you the wiring on this car. Very much of its time. I'm sure it's not hard to work on though, as long as you can fathom out what all these different things do. Yeah, very simple and also very cute. Here on the inside, the Citroen Ami makes the Fiat 126 seem almost luxurious. It is very, very basic. All we have is your little driver's display there. I guess it's digital, but considering this car is from 2023, it looks like a Game Boy screen. Everything's very plasticky. There's no soft touch materials here at all. In fact, there's not even a stereo. You have a little mount for your mobile phone there. You can get this, a little sound box, which you then put in there. But I'm one of those weird people that doesn't like opening things, so I've never taken this out because I'll never use this in this car really. I just drive this thing for nipping around the village and stuff. You have a little place to hang stuff off there. There's your cup holder up there, which is really out the way, to tell you the truth. You can't reach it. There's a little storage place here. I don't know what all this stuff is for. Place down here, look, it's supposed to show that that's a piece of carry-on luggage which you can fit in there, a net to stop it going underneath your pedals when you're driving. It's only a 2-seater, and I've got my daughter's baby seat in here so I can keep her secure while we're whizzing around the land and having a bit of a laugh in this. There is a bit of storage in here, look, you've got a bum bag. You have one stalk, just one stalk. So it does the horn and it does the wipers. Here's the wash, which is actually quite sophisticated because it comes out the wiper. Much better than in that Fiat 126. But there is one problem. There is only one windscreen wiper, once again, because everything is just done for one side. And you can see, it doesn't clear anything over this side of the windscreen. You don't turn the lights on because they're always on, and there is only one setting for the lights, and that's your lot. It is super basic. So what's also basic? The doors. So you roll them out, zip them up, and they would be good enough if only they went all the way down to the bottom. But when it's raining, the water comes in here and it pulls in here. But fortunately, you can just lift this mat up, and there is, in fact, I'll show you on this one, look. Look, there's a little drain hole there. Look, where the water can leave. And that's basically a lot with the Ami. You can slide the seat forwards and backwards, but there is no ability to recline it. Sort of is what it is. The Ami is powered by an 8 horsepower electric motor which drives the front wheels. It's not very impressive, is it really? Now, in terms of the battery pack, it has a range of just under 50 miles. Obviously, you can go further in this because it uses good old fossil fuels. Now, the engine in the Fiat is a 600cc 2-cylinder unit that's air-cooled, driving the rear wheels via a 4-speed manual gearbox.
So far for a Fiat, it's been very reliable, which is ironic as another famously reliable car hasn't been.
This Toyota Land Cruiser V8 has a bit of a problem. You see, the engine is running a bit rough. Have a listen. You'll probably notice if I rev it, a slight misfire. And look here, check engine light there on the dash. I ran a diagnostics on this car. It came back with a failed coil pack on cylinder 1. So I went on to gsfcarparts.com and ordered myself a replacement. This is OE Equipment Delphi Technologies coil pack, and I used the code MW25 for a cheeky discount. Right, let's get this new coil pack fitted and see if it fixes the problem. Just open that, remove the engine cover. Undo the clip. Yeah, look, it's all cracked there, can you see? Definitely needed replacing. That's the cause of the issue. Put the new one in. There we go, screw it in. Engine cover back on and hope it works. Start the engine. Here's hoping. Come on. Seems smoother, and look, no engine warning light. That is great news. Now, if you need some parts for your car, head to gsfcarparts.com and use the code MW25 for up to 25% off. To do that now, just click on the pop-out banner appearing in the top right-hand corner of the screen or scan the QR code on screen now. There's also a link in the description of this video and the pinned comment. Anyway, back to the main video because something's about to go wrong with one of my other cars. This little Fiat is a funny old thing to drive. I think there might be a slight problem with the carburettor. I've had it cleaned, but it might need some new gaskets in it because whenever I slow down and have to stop, the engine wants to cut. Now, I've messed around with the idle and it's fine. It's actually working okay now. It'll probably do it in a bit. It's also quite hot in here, so I'm gonna put the window down. You can hear that noise. First gear is straight cut, so it's like a racing car. Oh, I can see the fuel tank going crazy. It's the wrong way round, so when it says it's full, it's getting empty. And when it says it's empty, it's actually full. And when it's just getting towards being empty, it does this thing where it just goes like, no, you've got no fuel. It is a lovely little car to drive around town though. It gets a lot of attention from people because it's just so cute. I might try and draw attention specifically by honking the horn. Sounds like a clown car. You can probably hear that squeaking, it's the seats. They're very springy actually, and the suspension's very bouncy, so you end up bouncing along. It's a bit like driving on a tractor. Boink, boink. There's a bit of a knocking sound coming from the front. It's playing the steering, but then it is really old. I'm going to do a U-turn here. Hopefully it won't cut out. I'll call out my chuff. Don't cut out. Don't crash into me, because the car will fall in two. But look, wee! I'll do another one of them if I want. Ah, look at it! So good. Let's go. Craziness. It's so funny, this little thing. I might have to pull over to put some fuel in it, but let's keep going. I feel it spluttering. It's also got a bouncy speedometer, so between 0 and 40 it likes to hop about a bit like that, so you're never really sure how fast you're going. It does smooth out a bit as you go quicker. The steering wheel's so funny, cheap as anything. The brakes, they take quite a bit of a prod. I've had them reconditioned as well. They're all-round drum brakes and they feel like the drum brakes from a car from the 1970s. Well, one that was designed or conceived for the 1970s. Don't know why it's saying you can go 140 kilometers an hour. That's pure lies. The most I've had out of this is 50 miles an hour, but it's not terrible. It's quick enough and it's so small in the road. Look, it doesn't take up any space. Being left-hand drive, you can drive it right into the gutter like that to create even more room so cars can get past you easy. But you'll notice this as well. I'm constantly having to make lots of little corrections to the steering because the car just wanders all over the place. Probably something to do with the play in the steering, to be fair. But I'm sure they weren't that straight when they came out of the factory. Right, so going up a slight hill, it's losing power. Gonna have to go to third. Come on. I remember this actually when I first passed my test, driving cars that were so slow that you absolutely positively had to change down 1 or 2 gears whenever you went up a hill. For a laugh, we're going to have the car in front going up 40. I'm going to see if I can overtake it, coming into a bit of dual carriageway. Here we go. Whoa, yeah, it's going to redline it in third. Look at that. Oh, stuttered a bit there. I think that might be a fuel surge. Here we go. Oh, check out the handling. Rear wheel drive, air cooled. It's like a Porsche 911 993. Whoa. This feels really quick. I can't crash it because there is literally no protection. In fact, one of the jokes about this car in Poland is that the crumple zones end at the engine. It's in the back. Under the speed limit, and it feels dead quick. I think if we all drove cars like this, it'd be fine. There'd be more space on the roads, wouldn't be going so quick. Imagine cars of this size, but with decent crash safety in them. Or maybe that's not physically possible. See what happens on this corner. Oh, wow. Deals with the bumps well though. And it's strangely good fun just soaring up the wheel as you hoon about at very modest speeds. Are you going to cut out, little car? No. It's fixed. Oh, I've run out of fuel. Bugger. This is awkward. Sort of in the middle of the road. Let's see if I can push it back a bit. Good thing about this is it's quite light, so let's leave it there. Right, it's got a lock on it, but it doesn't really do anything, the lock. Good job I bought this with me. You can push it there. You could probably pick it up and put it down.
Fuel caps on top.
Is it?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. See if I can drive it on the start and motor forward. No, that'll break it. I'm gonna need my cameraman. Adam, can you give us a push? There's another Polish joke. It's like, why has a Fiat 126 got a heated rear windscreen? To keep your hands warm when you're pushing it. Anyway, we've got it into position now where I can actually try and do something with it. That noise is making me want to have a piss. Come on, hurry up. I need to go to the toilet. In fact, I can just leave it there and go here.
A few moments later.
That's better. Right, it's done. Okay, we have fuel. As you can see, the fuel gauge has gone to empty, which means we've got fuel, which is good. Let me just have a look at the back to make sure that there's fuel going into the engine. So, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. Yeah, look there. That's the fuel filter. One last go. Let's give it a start. Oh no, I left the fuel cap off. Right, I'm tempted to just jump the bugger. Come on, please start. Let's go into second. No, he wants to. Come on. Come on. Yes. Oh, great, we've got a hill. Ah, come on. What is wrong with you? Come on, get up here. Where? Kind of feels like it's just firing on one cylinder. Oh, oh, oh. Here we go. Here we go. We're back. What? Hey, 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 here we are. We're back on. All's well. Right, note to self, as soon as the fuel gauge does that, it means no more driving. Fill it up. It's all part of the charm. Happy days. The Ami is perfectly suited to driving around town. It's better even than that little Fiat, and that's just because it's electric. I'm not having to change gear, not having to hit a clutch. And there's something really cool about it, this buggy version of the Ami with not having any doors. It's really nice on a day like today. It's awful when it's raining, but just driving around here like this on a lovely spring day, absolutely wonderful. Let's see if it gets some attention. Shall I honk the horn, see if the horn sounds? Yeah, horn's kind of comical, isn't it? Not as funny as in the Fiat, but still comical. The suspension feels, I don't know whether it's any more bouncy, it's firmer. I think the whole thing does just feel a little bit more solid, like there's less suspension travel than in that Fiat. But overall, it's probably a bit more comfortable. Let's check the manoeuvrability though. Visibility, I'm not sure whether it's any better than the Fiat. It's quite good, obviously great view out the sides. Is it as manoeuvrable? Oh yeah, look at that. Is it actually as manoeuvrable though? there's not much in it. Look at that. This is probably even better. And it does it quicker. Obviously, because it's electric, you have slightly better pickup in this than you do in that old Fiat. It's all just easy, and the brakes are way better. Got disc brakes on the front, so it does brake, but no ABS, so it will, whoops, that'll be my walkie-talkie, it will lock up its front wheels, and everyone's looking at you like you're an idiot. You sit quite a long way from the windscreen, which makes you feel like you're sat at the back of a box, which indeed you are. And round town, you don't care about this car's mega top speed of just 28 miles an hour, because it's a 20. It does feel wider though, and essentially where the windscreen ends, that's the end of your car, so it's so easy to place on the road. The steering, it's much better, and doesn't have any like free play in it. I wouldn't say it's sharp though, it's just good enough. As you're driving along, there's no engine ticking away, just the whine from the electric motor, the wind coming through here, and the rattle from these doors. Now though, this is the part where I'd rather be in the Fiat than this Ami, because I'm essentially doing top speed. It's saying 29 miles an hour, which is 1 mile an hour over what it's supposed to do. Often it keeps cutting the throttle when you're going downhill to just keep you at 28. Then you hear this noise of it going as it's trying to keep you at 28, speeds up too much, it kills the power, then it accelerates again, and it's all a bit annoying. One thing about it though is that it doesn't really slow down on hills. It's got enough torque to pull you up. To be fair though, we're not going that quickly anyway. And this is the result. You end up with a big pile of traffic behind you that gets very, very cross. Essentially, driving a Citroen Ami on anything other than a village or town road is a bit like being a one-person peloton, and the people can't pass me or shouldn't pass me because we've got the double white line on the road. Apart from being a little bit embarrassed, I am still enjoying the experience, smelling the grass, enjoying the wind, not feeling too threatened because people can't come past me. Fortunately, we're coming to a dual carriageway. Got the RAC man behind me, could have done with him earlier when I was in the Fiat 126, but I'm not worried about this breaking down. Got plenty of charge in it, 37 miles. So here comes the dual carriageway. Let's see how many people I've been holding up. Starting with the van. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 8 people. This is really boring. It was more fun in the Fiat. Oh, dull. Quite a lot of reflection of this yellow stuff on the dash, isn't there? Yeah, that's much better. Is it worth going on the twisty road? Suppose I should for completeness, but it's going to annoy more people. Flat out through this bend, look at this. Whoa, I'm not going to lift. I'm not lifting. Yeah, foot to the floor. Right, going over this road here, which is really bad, this road, it's quite bumpy. The Fiat's better. The suspension does feel quite firm in this. You notice it on roads such as this when you're going at maximum velocity. Here we are, look at this. Oh, doesn't lean in the bends at all because it can't go quick enough to lean. It's got regen brake in this, so I wonder if in the next corner I can get some lift off oversteer. Scandi flick, lift, no, nothing, not enough speed. Oh no, I have a bit of a queue behind us. Still, when you're 16, it's probably amazing, right? You don't have to bother your parents for a lift. I'm bored now, I'm going to turn around and go home. So then what's my final verdict? Well, the Fiat 126 may be 5 times cheaper than that. However, it is the better car. It's got room for 4 in it. You can carry a bit of luggage. You can go over 30 miles an hour in it, and you can go further so long as you don't run out of petrol. Always take a jerry can with you. However, bizarrely, out of these two cars, it's that one I actually drive the most because it's just easier to nip around town in, especially as it's electric. Plus, that is actually my daughter's favourite car. And that's why it wins this test. Anyway, I hope you'll enjoy the video. If you did, give it a like. If you want to watch some other videos, click on the video windows. And if you haven't done so already, click on my face, not this face, the face somewhere else, to subscribe to this channel. That way, you won't miss my next upload. Thanks for watching.